Alright, hi everybody. It's Bonkai 922. Last review for right now, until later when I do Gargantia. Date Alive, Episode 9. Oh my god. This one was fucking insane. Like, this gets a 5 out of 5, seriously. I'm not joking around here. And in this episode we get an explanation behind Kurumi, Nightmare. Yeah. This girl went from thirsty to I want to fucking eat you, and I'm joking around there. That's what she wants. She wants to. Oh god, she wants to eat him. I'm like, how do you go from I want your? She wants the D to I want to eat you. It was so ridiculous. But it was the ending. The ending was like, oh my god. Well, let's get into the summary. Now, we have Mana. She shows up on the scene. The subtitles in this episode were kind of iffy, but, whatever. And basically, she fought Kurumi. Now, Kurumi, Nightmare, she wants to eat Shido. This episode. Her whole purpose of being there was to. That's why she was there. She wanted to eat him. I'm like, Jesus, what the fuck? Oh my god, that's stalker. It's crazy. Anyway, Mana basically, his real sister, goes in and starts attacking her, fighting her, and kills her. And Kurumi was kind of. She said that she was saying how Shido was very gentle and sincere and everything. And after that, he yells at Mana, saying, if you keep doing this, you're going to destroy yourself. Because you're killing her all the time. And what have you. Now, and basically, after that, he leaves that situation, and we hear Kotori calling him on with the earbud, and he doesn't pick it up. And he just... And what happens is Mana blocks him? Like, creates a force, a potential field or something? And all this stuff that happens there. And then he leaves. And he bumps into Toga and Origami, and she's like touching his hand because he's wounded. And he's like, he's remembering what she did, Kurumi. I was like, yo, some dark shit. And he just runs away. And he goes back to his house and he sees Toga, and there's a meeting there. They meet up and stuff. And this traumatized him pretty much. And that's when we just, Toka decides when she's right there with him, let's continue our date. And so on and so forth. And explains to him, I heard what she basically is talking to him and saying. She heard what from Kotori. Oh, by the way, Kotori? What the fuck? The end of the episode. I'll talk to it. I'll get into that. And basically, what happened, and they're talking to each other, and Toka is basically saying to Shido that, oh, I could have been like Kurumi, like Nightmare. I could have been like her. If I never found you, Shido, I would have been like her, and I would have done the same thing. Would have been killing people. All that jazz. And Shido then gets the resolve to try and sort it out with Kurumi and to stop her from eating people. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's basically what happens there. After that, we get this interesting meeting between Kotori and Mana. Now, Mana is being, come on. Mana basically, she's Shido's real sister. And this is kind of a weird situation. Mana is his real sister, and Kotori is his stepsister. Well, not real sister. He basically went into the family of, let me just check that out. I believe his last name was Itsuki? Just make sure. Itsuka, the family of Itsuka, and, and so on and so forth. And basically what she's saying, Mana, is that she wants Shido not to get involved with this anymore and stay away from this situation. And, Kotori's talking about this evil organization that she's a part of. And basically the story, from what I'm understanding here, is Mana's lifespan is declined. Like, because of what the experiments that the organization did to her, this organization, she got shed 10 years of her life, and she's only got like 10 years of her life left. At least that's what I was thinking. I was processing when I was watching that part. And then after that part, we find out, while Shido's in school, he talks to Kurumi and tells her, I'm going to, and so on and so forth. And then she's like, she's Kurumi's, she's a psycho. What can I say? I'm sorry, people. She's Yuno status. She's Yuno status. And basically, the whole gist of that conversation he has with her is that he's going to save her and everything. And then after that, she leaves, and she's about to create she creates this barrier. And she's like, let's see if you still are going to say that, Shido-san, after I do this. In that moment, after they're talking, Mana and Kotori go their separate ways to try to save Shido because he's in the situation. So everyone gets knocked out because of the barrier, and then Toka shows up. And there's also a scene with Origami getting her armor on, ready to go to battle. And Toka kind of faints, and Shido goes on his own to confront Kurumi. And basically she comes out and explains her power. And basically her power is time. And pretty much what she's able to do, from the logistics I'm understanding here, is, but her power comes with a price. It drains her lifespan, if I'm understanding that correctly. And she's able to go through time. She can rewind herself, meaning that explains why she's able to get killed and come back. And the whole reason, and she says it to him, with her sick eye. I'm like, yo, back away. I was like, this girl, she's not thirsty. She's hungry. Like, she wants to eat him. I'm like, whoa, no, jump the fuck off. And basically, the gist is, what she's explaining to him while they're talking, she wants him to take back what he said in the beginning, when he said he was going to save her, no matter what. If he does that, she will take off down the barrier and not create a spacequake. And she's going to eat him. I'm like, God damn. So what ends up happening is, he says no, and he keeps saying no to this. And he even tries to kill himself. I'm like, Jesus. And then she stops him and everything. And he convinces her to bring down the barrier, to not do the spacequake thing, create a spacequake. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes this arm and goes right through her. And it was not even her, it was somebody else. Because it was a different version of Kurumi. And then she grabs Shido, holds him on, eat him, I guess. And then here comes Mana. Starts fighting her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Mana can't even beat her. That's when Toka and Origami come in. They try to attack her. Then, out of nowhere, Kurumi starts bringing out these clones of herself. And I'm like, yo, insane. I was like bugging out. And it looked like everyone was going to die. Because then she was going to just create the spacequake and destroy it. Then out of nowhere, when it's like, I was like, oh my god, they're all gonna die. That's it. No. Another spacequake comes and averts it. And I'm like, I was totally confused. So we all look up, and you know who it is? Kotori? Yeah, Kotori. I'm like, what? I was like, what? Whoa. I was totally confused. And she was on flames and shit. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, I needed time to compress this, to analyze this shit. Just to think about what the fuck was going on. And at that moment, Kotori looks at Shido, and she's like, he's bugging out, Shido. He's like, what the fuck is going on here? What are you doing here? And he says, I'm taking this back. She tells him, I'm taking this back. And it's basically this axe. And I'm like, what? And then she says, let's start our date. And that's what it is. And I was like, I was done at that point, at the end of the episode. And that's where it ends. Least to say, this episode gets a 5 out of 5, and it gets a what the fuck. Now, thoughts on it, this confusion, this absolute crazy shit that went down at the end of the episode. This is what I get. I think I understand what's going on. And people who read the light novel of Date Alive, I urge you to comment in the bottom and see if I'm right on this. Now, Kotori is a spirit. I'm convinced that is what it is. And here's why. If you guys remember, let's go back to the episode where Toka and Shido were on their first date. And Origami was going to shoot Toka, and instead she shot Shido. And he supposedly died. But then, out of nowhere, he came back to life! Oh my god! Well, here's what I think happened. Remember in this episode, Kotori says, I'm taking this back, Shido. And she pulled out the axe. Okay. Remember, when he kissed Toka and Yoshino, he sealed their powers, and their powers were inside of him. So what I think happened is this. Kotori is a spirit, and what she did was she put her weapon, if you will, inside of Shido. And that gave him the ability to not die. At least that's what I think. Now, like I said, people in the comment section below who've read light novels of Date Alive, tell me if I'm correct, explain this whole situation to me, because that was just like a what the fuck. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And then next week, from what I understand, Kotori's gonna go ham. Like serious hamage. She's pretty much just annihilates the fucking Kurumi, and that gets resolved. And then they're basically everybody's in the hospital. Origami's in the hospital. Shido's in the hospital. And for some reason, I just don't understand this. Kotori is in a containment unit thing? She's like quarantined. Like, when did this become Ava? But yeah, that's pretty much what the story was. This was just, And you know what's funny? People were like saying, oh, Date Alive's boring. People were complaining about the show. Well, hey, motherfuckers. You assholes who decided to You guys who decided, yeah, we're not going to watch this. How you like me now? How you like me now? Hey, you missed out. You missed out. Anyone who decided to drop Date A Live after episode 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 and didn't watch it over to this point, you missed out, my friend. You missed out. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. That's all I have to say about this. So I urge people who've read the light novel, tell me if I'm correct. Is Kotori really a spirit? I need to know, man. I need to know. Curiosity of Bankai 922 demands you guys inform me on this, because this was just, whoo! I did not expect that at all. At all. Now, Kurumi's not dead. She's not. I don't. Even if Kotori is probably going to save them in this situation, I don't think she's going to die here. So we have to wait and see how this goes. I mean, could only wonder. I mean, is Shido going to save her? We can't really save Kurumi if she's psychotic. Like, she's like, she wants to eat you. Don't you people? I told you people. She's a man-eater. I think I'm going to call this review Man-Eater versus Flame Sister. So yeah, this has been Bankai 922. I will see you guys later. This episode just fucking... Oh, God. This episode was so crazy. I will see you guys later.